The fire department has now had to give us these masks to help us breathe because the air around us is just so bad. If you look over here, you can see that the fire is nowhere near under control. And of course, with such a high jackpot, everyone's rushing out to get their tickets and dreaming about what they're going to do if they win. While Jenkinson says it's highly unlikely that any state will successfully secede from the Union, he says it is the right of the people to do so. While they have been able to get inside to get some of their belongings, they aren't able to return home to stay. He says he feels fortunate that he lives downstairs where there wasn't as much damage, but up here on the third floor, residents weren't so lucky. You can see this person's kitchen is completely caved in. The issue has been debated all session, and supporters continue to stress that the legislation could offer some protection to the unborn. But some doctors are saying it could have consequences for the state. Crowds line the streets as specialist Tyler Orgard headed to his final resting place.
It's an honor to be here and pay tribute to him as he passes by.
He's one of our soldiers and we need to show respect for him. He gave the ultimate sacrifice.
A sacrifice that won't soon be forgotten. Orgard received traditional military honors at the Veterans Cemetery, complete with a 21-gun salute. An emotional moment for those who loved him and served with him as he fulfilled a lifelong dream.
He wanted to be a soldier since he was 7 years old. In fact, that came up in the service when he told his mom that that's what he wanted to be when he grew up. Tyler was all about being a soldier.
Orgard was serving his first mission when he was killed. He had just finished basic training 4 months before deploying in April.
We ask a lot of these young men and women, and I just couldn't be prouder of everyone in the North Dakota National Guard. Our force has all signed up or decided to stay since 9/11/2001, knowing that they would have to someday go serve their country. That's the kind of young man Tyler was. He was going to do his duty. He did his duty, and he died for all of us.
Join us as we march down these steps right here and rally for our rights.
Just days after the legislature passed several abortion bills, some North Dakotans are urging the governor to do what they believe is the right thing and not let the bills go into law.
Everyone is different, and so everyone needs to have their own choice. If your religious views tell you that it's wrong and you shouldn't get an abortion, don't get one.
Stop the war on women.
Opponents of the bills traveled from across the state, saying this is an issue that should have been dealt with a long time ago.
The fact that this is still an issue when there's so many bigger issues that we need to resolve or at least address. It's crap. I shouldn't have to be here today for this.
But in the crowd of those who oppose the bills stand a few who say they think the legislature did the right thing.
The reason that we came out today is that my wife and I, along with our family, believe that abortion is nothing less than murder.
Windsor says his wife was pregnant with twins when they learned at 21 weeks that they suffered from twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. He says they were urged by several doctors to abort one twin after the other had passed away. They chose to continue the pregnancy and had a daughter who lived until she was 4.
And everybody who has ever known her will tell you that she's one of the greatest blessings that they've ever come across.
Another woman who lost twins to the same syndrome says everyone should have a right to choose.
Making these decisions were very difficult for my husband and I, but we were lucky. We lived in a time and place that all our options were available to us, that these decisions were not complicated by heavy-handed laws that took the decision-making out of our hands.
That's right, Alan. The body of 27-year-old Gregory Fredrickson was believed to have been found around noon. But because of the murky water, divers are having a difficult time recovering the body. This was the scene last night as a search began shortly after Gregory Fredrickson jumped from the bridge into the Missouri River. Witnesses say he was dared to jump from the top of the railroad bridge near Keelboat Park. Doug Friesen says he was boating when the tragic scene unfolded.
I'm just really sorry I couldn't do something to help him. And I feel badly for his family and friends. And, you know, it's just something I tried, but I just couldn't do anything.
Bismarck Police Lieutenant Bob Haas said divers stopped the search around 11 p.m. when it got too dark to continue. They went back into the water around 8 o'clock this morning. But water conditions in the river make it difficult for divers to navigate in the Missouri.
They've marked an area and they're swimming around that area trying to find him, but the visibility down there is so bad that they can't really see more than just maybe a foot in front of them.
Haas added that Frederickson should not have been on the bridge. It's private property, and being on it is trespassing. Unfortunately, as we've seen here, the end result can be tragic.
Whether people realize it or not, a fall from that height going into the river, yeah, it's water, and you can't, you know, it's not all that dense, but falling from a height like that is like landing on a slab of concrete.
Unfortunately, this looks to be a tragic reminder of what not to do while spending a day with friends near the river.